What's up guys, Caleb here, and today I am going to be reviewing the LEGO Architecture Dubai Skyline. This set has 740 pieces and will retail you for $60 in the United States. Hopefully I can clear up in this review if this set is worth it for you or not. A bit of background information here. Dubai is like one of the most interesting cities to me. That's maybe one of my top vacation places. It just seems like a fascinating city with a bunch of really tall towers. So I picked up the Skyline for it, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm not really disappointed with the box of it. Like, the box definitely makes this set look very, very, very nice. Even got the Dubai thing on the side there. The back actually shows the buildings and what they're supposed to look like, which is a cool little detail. And then it also folds out pretty nicely here. You literally can just slit the tape here. It says enjoy your building experience. And while this is not really an unboxing, I already unboxed it, it's a very, very nice thing. I really like that printing, right when you open it up, it says enjoy your building experience. This is a really, really quality set. So let's take a look at the instructions, because it's got some really cool instructions. The instructions have this really cool all-black background, and it has information on the actual city, similar to a UCS set. I like this quote there that says, "A place where everybody from the world meets each other." I think that's kind of a cool quote. And it's got some really cool photos of the actual buildings that are in the skyline, including these fountains, which are apparently the tallest fountains in the world and can go up to 500 feet high, which is crazy, as the Dubai frame there. And of course the Burj Khalifa, probably the most famous building in all of Dubai, tallest tower in the world, Burj Al Arab, which I hadn't really heard of, but I'd seen pictures of before. And it's got this really cool, came with 3 bags. I really like this black background that you're building on. Very professional looking, and I really do like this instruction manual. Very quality instructions. Let's take a look at the actual set. And here's the Dubai Skyline itself, and this looks very, very nice. In a few days, I'm going to be doing a comparison between this and the San Francisco set, because I feel like those are 2 skylines that are pretty similar, but have drastically different things with them. But I'm going to be doing that in a few days, comparing it to other skylines. But I will tell you, right off the bat, the Burj Khalifa here is a lot taller than you might actually think. That there is a 5-stud block, which is pretty much the size of a minifigure compared to the Burj Khalifa here. So it is absolutely ginormous. The Burj Khalifa is about 2 times taller than all the other buildings. And what I especially like is that this is all to scale. Like, if you lined up the buildings like this, it would be this same scale, which is really, really cool. And definitely, yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. I love the color scheme here, where it's got kind of a color scheme with dark blue and light blue and gold and tan, and all these different colors go together absolutely splendidly and looks absolutely banger, incredible just off the bat here. It looks so great in person, I gotta tell you that. I guess we'll start off with the right here with the Burj Al Arab, which looks a lot like the actual thing. I like the little helicopter landing pad on top. Very accurate looking. It was a little bit difficult to build with these windows and stuff, but ends up looking really cool. You just got to be sure that you don't, knock them out of place or anything, because they can get knocked around pretty easily like that. And I can definitely say this looks really good from some angles, but from some other angles, it doesn't look quite as good, which is a bit of a problem. Like, from this angle, yeah, it looks good. From this angle, it doesn't look quite as good. You do also have a little entrance down there, which is cool, with a little bridge over this really cool, clean looking water, which I really do like. But Burj Al Arab, pretty good looking building. I do like it. Kind of wish it looked better from some angles, but does look good when you look at it from the right angle. I think we'll get to the actual Burj Khalifa last, but at the front here we do have the fountains that blast up to 500 feet high, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Golden Gate Tower here. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it does look really good, and all it really is in real life is just a golden tower. So it's pretty easy to make. They just used a golden door frame. It's less than 10 pieces, but it does the job well. One little detail I like is they use these little plant pieces as little palm trees, and I honestly didn't even know this was a thing when I bought the set, but it's even to scale with the Burj Khalifa, which is crazy epic, and I love these tiny little palm trees here. Of course, got the beautiful Dubai print, along with the nice black border around it. Makes it look very professional. And then we get to this thing, and I'm honestly not quite sure what exactly this thing is. My guess is that it's a train, but it did not actually include in the instructions what this actually was. It looks kind of like a train on a track, but I'm not quite sure why it's gold, and I'm really not sure what it is. Kind of wish they either didn't include it or gave an explanation to what what exactly it actually is. It's very confusing to me what that is. Then we get to these twin towers here, which are actually, one's a hotel and one's an office building, and they look very, very good. I like these little gold cylinders because in the real building they have those cylinders, and so I think it's pretty cool how it's actually a lot like the real building. One's a little bit higher off than the other, and they do look really cool. Even the back of it looks really cool. They smoothed it off really well with both of these, and definitely looks pretty good. Now, my main fault with these is how it's actually attached, because it's got this little crack there that's almost impossible to fill in, and it's kind of loose, right? Like, it's just a little bit loosey-goosey on me sometimes, where it's just kind of wiggly, and sometimes it'll get knocked out of place like that. Whenever you take it around, you'll have to reorganize it, and it's just a pain. I feel like I wish there was a better way for them to do it. It looks nice, but I definitely don't like that crack, and definitely a pretty big flaw in the set, because it's pretty hard to get it non-noticeable without this big crack in the ground like that, and that's definitely a pretty big knock against the set. And of course, the star of the show, the Burj Khalifa itself, and this looks absolutely incredible. As I said, it is huge, massive, and stunning. It had, especially with this building, it actually had some really interesting techniques where there's actually a pin that you slid into place and it didn't even connect in there. And then you put this piece over it and it pretty much locked it in there, but it literally slid in. So it had some very interesting building techniques with this, and of course the Burj Khalifa, which was a little bit of a repetitive build, but it definitely looks absolutely incredible, using 149 of these little blue studs. I think this is a major upgrade against the 2015 version of this. They really packed so much detail into this, and it looks absolutely stunning, insanely accurate to the actual Burj Khalifa, which is really cool to see because it's one of my favorite buildings in the entire world, and I've always wanted to visit it. And it's just really cool to have a Lego model of the Burj Khalifa again, especially in a Skyline set like this. It just towers over the other sets here, and it just looks absolutely stunning. One of my main problems with this set is actually the stability of the model. As this is built up with pretty much half the bricks in it are just little studs, it makes it pretty wobbly and easy to knock off like that, which is definitely a pain, and it's not the most sturdy thing in the world. Especially you can see when I shake it around, it wiggles like that. And the same with these hotel buildings here. It's really just kind of wobbly, which really isn't good. It's not really put into place with that much stability, and definitely a bit of a wobbly model. So you have to be pretty fragile with it because this is kind of tends to break on you like that when you move it around stuff, which is really a shame. And yeah, definitely a fault against it is it could have been more stable. Really, this entire set, it's a bit of a humble jumble to pick up because it doesn't quite feel stable like that because everything's just kind of wobbling. So at the end of the day, should you buy the LEGO Architecture Dubai Skyline, I honestly cannot recommend you and say, heck yes, go for it, because this really, really is a good set. I have bought 3 architecture sets so far, and so far all 3 of them have been incredible. This was my 4th one I've bought, and I do think this matches up with my other sets. This definitely can be up there as one of my favorite sets I own, maybe. It's an incredible value. Really, really, really great set, and looks absolutely stunning on display, especially with the Burj Khalifa here, looking absolutely fantastic. However, it does have its flaws with the stability and the crack in the ground and the little train or whatever that thing is. It does have a couple flaws with the set, which is sad to say, but I mean, every set has its little flaws, right? I think I'm going to give this set about a 93 out of 100. I am very, very impressed by this set. For $60, you're getting a very, very good deal with a set that's almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty, taller than the modular bookshop. This thing is very tall, especially when you'll see me do a comparison of this and San Francisco in a couple days coming up. You'll get to really get a feel of how exactly tall this Burj Khalifa is. It is massive, and it looks incredible on display, and I think I can go ahead and recommend this set to you because it really is a fantastic Skyline. The Seabrook Productions sign off now. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for me comparing this to San Francisco and my new vlog coming out rather soon. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.